But am I tripping or do y'all hear that? If y'all have been watching me for a while now, then you've probably seen my first video covering this fight. And last time we left off, these three were having one of the coldest face-offs, unleashing 120% of their potential. And this gotta be one of the biggest grudge matches in modern day anime, because these two dudes, Mahito and Yuji, are the definition of it's on site. I haven't seen a rivalry this great since LeBron and Curry. Got me shedding a tear.
This shit means something to me, man.
And to start things off, Toto uses Boogie Woogie to get a hold of Mahito so Yuji can get free licks on him. But this man spins his head around and severs it from his body, which gets replaced by Gary the Snail. Like, what did they do to my goat? But Mahito's severed head starts hitting the Naruto run, regenerating the rest of his body. And of course, in classic JJK fashion, he summons a transfigured spirit to reverse jump these two, because there is no such thing as running the ones in the show. The only two characters that can actually box are Gojo and Sukuna. Let anyone else from the verse run the ones with Hurt Girl from Dragon Ball and they finna get photo like this.
Try.
But we cut back to Toto hitting the smoothest slide cancel I've ever seen. Like, hold on. We gotta run that back and throw some Bryson Tiller over that hoe.
Don't play with it, don't beat this.
Yuji's over here putting pressure on Mahito, giving him the hands, while Toto's over here dealing with the transfigured spirit. And he thought shit was sweet. Tried hitting him with his left, but he weaved in a counter with a backhand. Had Toto and his three remaining brain cells perplexed. Then he hit this man with a Dragon Ball gut punch, sending him pinballing through his building all the way to the other side of it. Brody is getting cooked out here by a character that don't even got a name. You are a grade 1 sorcerer, my boy. Tee up. But he must have heard me, because he slips out the way of his attack, then throws his co-hanger right at him. And this is where Toto's 530,000 IQ came into play, because he waited for the hanger to go behind him before switching places with it and absolutely booming him into the ground, killing him with one shot. But with Toto out the way now, Mahito calls ISO on Yuji and gets straight to work, sending him right up into the air. Then this wannabe Caterpie comes out of nowhere and throws this man into the building. But Yuji grabbed this billboard and straight up crushed his skull with it. Like, bruh, imagine fighting someone and they just throw a billboard at you. It's not that deep, my guy. And after he got done with that, Yuji was straight space gliding across all the crystals to get to this man Mahito, who was hitting that "so you've come to challenge me" as pose. But bro, this dude Yuji does a twirl into the air like he's Princess Peach and proceeds to hit this. Like, did I not tell you this was a grudge match? Because no one in their right mind will pull out a double drop kick against someone they did not hate. This is certified crash shot behavior. Too bad this man blocked it without breaking a sweat, then threw his ass all the way outside the map. And this is why I call Yuji Mr. Inconsistent, because on one hand he's handing out ass whippings like candy, then on the other he out here boxing like Sakura. Straight trash. Mahito catches up to Yuji just to see my boy Toto right along with him, and he's over here like, you got two choices. We could either jump you or we can jump you. So either way, we're jumping you. I thought it was game set match for Mahito at this point, but he turned on his Hall of Fame Glazer badge and took a page out of Gojo's book, pulling out a 0.2 second domain expansion. Now some of y'all are probably asking why only a 0.2 second domain expansion. Well, shut up, because I was about to get to that. Like, damn, y'all can't just sit there and listen without interrupting? TikTok's done fried your attention span. Can't sit down for 10 minutes without tweaking out. I'm sick. Ha, your dumbass actually thought the video stopped working? Don't lie now, I know for a fact I had you bamboozled. But before we move on to the next part of the video, I might as well let y'all know that I created a Discord server that all of you guys can join. Whether you like anime, sports, or gaming, we're gonna have all of that in there. And in the future, I'm gonna be hosting $100 challenges that will be streamed and posted onto my second channel, with the link in the description down below alongside my Discord server. I highly suggest you join, but let's get back to the video. So the reason Mahito doesn't just fully expand his domain is due to Sukuna living in Itadori's body, because last time he tried this, Sukuna really told him that if he tries that zesty shit again, he would give him VIP tickets to an XXX Tentacion concert. But this time he's safe since he's only using a 0.2 second domain expansion and comes face to face to Sukuna talking about some, you still gonna give me those VIP tickets to the X concert, you bum? But this man Sukuna was mewing. Like, he really said, we do not care. Now, even though Toto puts up a simple domain, he was still affected by his ability, so we had to cut off his infected arm. And Mahito takes advantage of the fact that Toto can't clap his hands, so he booms him with a black fast straight to his solar plexus. Have my boy coughing up blood. I know he about to have the bubble guts for weeks. But this next part almost had me shed a tear, because we get a close-up of this man's necklace snapping, and I was like, nah, we about to lose a real one. But instead, this schizo Toto starts hallucinating him and his favorite K-pop idol beating the shit out of Mahito. They even got bro in a schoolgirl outfit. Like, bro's life is flashing before his eyes, and instead of seeing his best memories with him and his family, this man is thinking about a that don't even know him.
Man, I'm dead.
But after Toto is done tripping off LSD, we see that in reality, this dude dapped up Mahito so that he could activate his curse technique and switch places with Yuji and gets hit with a CTE-inducing black flash. And I gotta be honest, that shit was cold as hell because I didn't even think about Toto being able to use his ability by simply dapping up someone. But unfortunately, since he touched Mahito, he done gave himself first-degree burns, looking at his hand like, damn. How am I gonna stroke my shit now? Then Brody lost consciousness as he watched Yuji run after Mahito, who was in pretty bad shape, looking like your average crackhead out on the streets. But all of a sudden, this man burst into an amalgamation of curses to transform into this. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm torn between whether this transformation is valid or not. Because on one hand, I look at this and I'm just like, who let this man into the kitchen? But then at the same time, I look at it and think,
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
Now Yuji and Mahito start walking towards each other and hold on, am I tripping? Or is this a JoJo's reference? Cause you can't fool me. I know peak fiction when I see it. But they get straight to boxing going blow for blow and Yuji throws a left to Mahito's body, which had no effect at all, giving this man flashbacks to when Choso fraud checked him. It's all good though, we gonna let him slide. Mahito pushes him back with a slashing attack and before Yuji can even catch his breath, he charges forward turning into a Beyblade trying to cut this man up with his Timu Wolverine claws. Bro saw Deadpool and Wolverine and said,
I think it looks much cooler on me.
Like, bro, you do not have that Marvel sauce. Then Yuji leads his attack and counters with his own. Just for Mahito to hit the Homelander, eating a full combo from Yuji, like Queso when he goes to get a light snack at 3 a.m. And they continue on boxing until Mahito palms this man's face like a basketball. You are not LeBron, my guy. But he jumps into the air and hits this man Yuji with a down slam right onto his back, making a huge crater that they both fall into. Which at this point, bro is just cooked because not only is he getting his ass whooped, he doesn't have Toto by his side to help him out. But my goat does not care. He raises his fist up and calls ISO on Mahito, hitting this cold ass stare down. And Mahito kicks this wave of water at Yuji, but just like Jose Mourinho, he does not feel the pressure, gets in his battle stance, stolen right out of Gon's handbook, but we're gonna let it slide, dodges his attack, then tries to send this man to another dimension with this punch. But Mahito sensed the black flash and got PTSD from the last one he was hit with, so he started pinballing around the crater. He charges back in, getting into a head-on clash with Yuji, who gets the better of him, landing his divergent fist, before recovering and getting ready to snipe this man with his elbow blades. But am I tripping, or do y'all hear that?
Fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth. You better hit it. I want
Aoi Toto. Like, bro, this man's so clutch, he got me shedding a tear. But he pulls up and he's like, I'm back. Claps his hands together and oh nah, Mahito got caught by the pump fake. Had this man breaking his neck with one move. Unfortunately, my boogie woogie technique is already dead and I will never be able to stroke my shit again. But that distraction was all Yuji needed. Charges his punch up like this, then booms him with the meanest CTE flash known to man, sending him packing. Bro hit him so hard he became malnourished. Had him looking like Kai from Hunter x Hunter. And bruh, this man Itadori is so devious. Instead of putting this man out of his misery, he hits him with this monologue.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
He had this man literally shivering and chattering his teeth, and seeing this made me so happy because I've been waiting for his annoying ass to get packed up. But the scene changes and they TP to this Minecraft snow biome. And before I wrap things up, I just want to talk about why this is probably my favorite scene in the entire show, because I just love how they portray Yuji and Mahito and the sense of the hunter becoming the hunted, as we see him slowly chase him down, further symbolized by the wolves and the rabbits, and just in general that feeling of these two characters being on two sides of the same coin. And you can tell he was still pissed about what happened earlier during their fight in the bathroom, because he hit this man with a double drop kick trying to inflict as much pain as possible. So we start off with Mahito on his knees in front of Ghetto, glazing him the same way NBA fans be glazing LeBron. But that might be a stretch, because this man LeBron got dunked on and everyone acted like that shit ain't happened. And I mean, they literally acted like it didn't happen. But mid-glaze, Yuji pulls up yelling at him to give him back Gojo, and he sends out this fish to swallow up Yuji, but in reality he just fell on his ass. Then bro tries doing the same thing again and gets ambushed by these centipedes, leaving him in a bloody mess. Ghetto's lucky he ain't tried that shit on me, because I keep a bottle of race spray on me at all times, 10 toes down. You're never catching me without it. Now, while Ghetto was distracted, this bum Mahito tried sneaking up on him, but he weaved out the way no problem. And just by the look in Mahito's eyes, he knew his time had come and starts getting turned into an orb by Ghetto so he can absorb him. Bro was so desperate, he started grasping at thin air. He thought Casper the Ghost was about to give him a helping hand. Like, bro, you're cooked. This is the same dude who was joyfully spreading misery around to everyone in the show, just for him to be crying and whining in his final moments. You are not getting any sympathy from me, buddy. If it were up to me, I would have sentenced this man to being held in an insane asylum while being forced to listen to KSI's music on repeat. Because after that, I promise you, he would rather be 6 feet under than listen to that. But after Ghetto got done turning this man into an orbit, he taps into his inner Ash Cash and swallows a whole. Like homie is a certified Troko, ate that shit with no gag reflex and really said after it. Now we know what he's up to when he's not conspiring to take over the world. But anyways, he looks up into the sky and sees Momo on her broomstick, and I don't know why she's sitting there all nonchalant like she's actually tough for something. I don't even know what her ability is. She literally just exists to fly on this broom and remind me of the witch from the Wizard of Oz. And then she signals this frog to shoot a flurry of arrows at Ghetto, which didn't do anything at all as he was easily running away from them. Then suddenly gets sniped at by Mai, blocking it with a squid. And Mai was tight as hell. She was trying to put together that Call of Duty mixtape so that she could join FaZe, but that ain't how it worked no more. Cause you gotta spit straight brain rot at a camera 12 hours a day, and FaZe Banks will be kicking down your door immediately to get you on that 360 deal. And Ghetto's over here inspecting the bullet talking about some
Just hit your shots, kid. It's quite simple.
But lurking in the shadows, we see someone getting ready to unsheath their sword and behead Ghetto, and it was none other than my boy Zoro. Nah, I'm just playing. It was Miwa's trash ass to pull up to the fight. She tries attacking Ghetto with this weak ass attack and ends up getting that Aizen treatment, catching her sword and breaking it with one hand. And I don't even know why she looks surprised by what just happened. She literally refers to herself as useless Miwa, so please do us all a favor and never try to cook again. Cause that irritated this man Ghetto to the point of immediately pulling out his ultimate. Bro was moving like RDC's how adults be beating kids up in anime, because this was just uncalled for, airing out the entire area with this one move on these level 1 crooks. But luckily for the Kyoto students, Kusakabe saved their trash asses from front row seats to a King Von concert. And speaking of the Kyoto students, why did they pull up acting like they could actually box? Like, I swear, the higher-ups were tasked with the job to assemble a squad on par with Team USA, but instead we got the Detroit Pistons with Toto being the equivalent to Kate Cunningham. And bro, did Mecha Moro now warn y'all to stay away from Shibuya cause y'all were sorry as hell? Like, I clearly remember him saying, I need you to listen carefully, Miwa. You and the other Kyoto students gotta turn back, cause all of y'all sorry as hell. You, Mai, Noritoshi, and Momo, trash. Then how come you let Toto go to Shibuya? Because Toto can actually box, unlike y'all, so don't make me repeat myself again, unless y'all trying to join me in the afterlife. But as we can see, they decided to ignore what he said and pulled up anyway.
Good game.
But after the dust settled, my boy Choso pulled up to the scene looking for straight smoke because he realized the fake Ghetto was the same person who gave his mom backshots and left to go get a carton of milk, and Choso wasn't gonna let that slide. So Kuna's girlfriend pulls up, but he didn't care. Anyone that got in his way was getting turned into a statistic, shooting the piercing blood right at her, barely blocking it with 2 hands, looking shocked as hell. But Choso starts bloodbending and sends Ghetto up into the air on this rock, then jumps onto the side of it to make an explosion at the top. And to no surprise, that shit did not work. Ghetto just reached into his deep bag of curses and pulled out the stingray to escape his attack. But bro, I know this is fiction, but how is the stingray flying in the air? He is a water species. Why not choose something that actually has wings? Like, bro really just wanted to be theatrical. But now Choso is trying to shoot him down with piercing blood and is absolutely airballing every attempt. Like, I'm gonna need you to hop your ass back on aim laps and work on that dog aim for me, because I would have been there hitting straight headshots. And after going 0 for 20 like Klay Thompson in the 2023 playoffs, he uses that peanut brain to rain down blood on Ghetto as he dodges all of them crashing into the rock. Choso makes these blood blades, getting ready to go blow for blow with them, but he uses the smoke to sneak up behind him, and bro really had that "he's behind me, isn't he?" ass face, getting boomed off the platform. And as he was falling down, bro turned his blades into blood droplets so that he could stand on them, then proceeds to boost himself back up. And when he got back up onto the platform, he immediately tries sniping this man with piercing blood, but it gets reflected off this curse right back towards Choso as he weaves it and jumps right towards Ghetto. And this man really unlocked Ultra Instinct mid-fight and started dodging all of his attacks with ease, then hits Choso with a leg sweep, causing bro to start breakdancing in midair like it was Dance Dance Revolution. But he recovers and tries to counter with another attack, and Ghetto simply just flips out the way for style points, because that shit was unnecessary. Like, he's really that one friend that you tell not to overdress when you and the boys are going out to somewhere casual and still pulls up looking like a Vogue model. Like, bro, we are at McDonald's. Who are you trying to impress? But Ghetto was nowhere near done with embarrassing Choso. He blocks his punch with one hand, then puts my boy under arrest. and proceeds to give this man a John Jones knee to the side of his skull. Like, oh nah, this is police brutality at its finest. He probably gave this man a Tyler 1 head then with that knee.
Yeah.
But after getting hit with that lethal knee, Choso CTE starts acting up, white eyes and everything. Like, every time an anime character's eyes go like this, you know for a fact they're pissed off. And he just starts charging at Ghetto with no regard for human life, not even landing a single blow. Just for him to get hit with a front kick straight to the gut. And this man Ghetto hits a fadeaway off the platform. And I know Kobe was looking down on this shedding a tear, because that shit was beautiful. RIP to my GOAT. But anyways, after Choso had created an opening for the sorcerers, they all tried jumping into the fight. Because by now you should know that 99% of the characters in the show do not respect the fate of the 1v1. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm with that. But all of them get frozen in their tracks, and I mean literally frozen in their tracks by my girl Urame, who so far has been shown to mean serious business. She even got this D1 hitter Sukuna to mess with her, so she gotta be valid. And Choso's over here talking about some putting me in a block of ice ain't gonna stop me. I'm like that for real.
Is this nigga serious?
She took him up on his challenge and aimed a beam point blank in between his eyes, and Brody was not scared. He was holding it 10 toes down, but luckily for him, Yuji kicks him out the way before getting eliminated. And you can tell he was still pissed about what happened earlier during their fight in the bathroom, because he hit this man with a double drop kick trying to inflict as much pain as possible. But after saving his alleged brother, Choso gets straight to pillow talking my boy Yuji. Alright Yuji, now that we're brothers, let's take turns saying how much we love each other.
You's a freaky ass nigga!
Yeah, we're not doing none of that Alabama shit on this channel, so we're gonna move on from that.
But anywho,
Momo flies down on her broomstick to hit Ghetto and Urame with an attack, and that didn't do anything other than mess up their hair. And she was really over here like, oh gee whiz, I can't believe that didn't work. Like bro, no wonder that attack didn't work. All you did was hit him with a gust of wind. Go sit your ass back down on the bench. We don't need you. And Urame was pissed. She spent 2 hours in the morning fixing her hair just for this goober to mess it up. So she puts her hand down on the ground and freezes every single one of them this time. Then we see these shards headed right towards Yuji, and boom, that was the end of JJK. So until next time, peace out.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
objection!
Man, I'm just playing with y'all. This is what really happened.
Long time no see, Ghetto. Could I get your answer to my question from back then? I was wondering what type of women you go for.
Oh my god, I know you see how bad she is. Straight 10 out of 10. If I was in Yuji's position, you would have seen me barking like this.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
But the episode ends there, and not much happens in the next one other than the fake Ghetto yapping for the entirety of it. The only notable thing that happens is that Yuta pulls back up from his vacation in Africa and gets assigned the task to execute Yuji. But we definitely not seeing that animated for at least another 3 years. So we start off with Gojo getting trapped in the train station with a disaster curses so he wouldn't be able to run away. But let's be real here, why would he ever need to run away from this fodder? Like, he already sent Jogo back to the gulag in season 1 while simultaneously using it as a learning lesson for Yuji, so he's definitely not running away. And then the doors to the train tracks open up, allowing all the humans in the area to fall on them, which is all part of Ghetto's plan, since he explained to the curses before this that Gojo is strongest when he's alone, since he doesn't have to hold back. So now he has to be cautious and not kill any of the civilians. Hey, to be honest though, if I was Gojo in this situation, I would not give a flying I'm airing out the entire area regardless of the civilians around me. Like, I would really just stab past my KD. But Jogo and Hanami charge towards Gojo while Choso stays back and shoots his piercing blood, which obviously didn't work since this dude Gojo literally has aura as an ability. So he's over here staring like... Now, Jogo and Hanami attack Gojo at the same time from both sides, and obviously they're struggling to even touch him. So they use this thing called domain amplification so they can bypass Gojo's infinity. Now, I would explain how it works, but I really don't feel like breaking down the formulas and the trigonometry of his highly sophisticated ability. All you gotta know is that it bypasses Gojo's aura. They slowly start inching closer and closer to Gojo with their attack until he suddenly teleports away, letting both of them ram into each other like 2 NFL linemen. But he escaped onto this nearby railing. Jogo's over here like,
oh, so we're running now. You know what show you in, my boy? You gonna jump whether you like it or not, you zest fest.
See, that's where you're wrong, Baldy. It's the other way around. You're the ones that are about to get jumped. Jogo heard that and was staring at him concerned as hell. And I don't blame the guy. If the person I was about to jump pulled out a Uno reverse and said they were gonna jump me, I would be concerned too. Because last time I checked, Gojo only counted as 1 person. So I'm not even sure how that makes sense.
What?
But Gojo walks up in between them and Jogo tries to punch him, just for Gojo to grab his arm and flip this man onto his back, almost causing him to get absolutely boomed by Hanami. Then bro puts this man in an armbar and tells this man, do you need a hand? Ripping his arm clean off his body. Like, for everybody who says Gojo is weak without infinity or his abilities, y'all really gotta rethink that statement, cause bro's got that black belt in Jujutsu. Then he counters Hanami with a front kick to the solar plexus, sending her flying half across the train station. Sends Jogo right along with her, and look at bro's face, he really like,
I don't wanna do this no more.
Gojo pulls back up on them and Hanami starts shooting out these tree branches, just for him to weave all of her attacks looking like UI Goku, and jumps on top of her head, then proceeds to pull out the 2 branches sticking out her eyes. Like, Brody is a crash out demon and has got me thinking twice if he's a villain or not, because the things he'd be pulling out against his enemies are just downright brutal. What in the world did these 2 fodder characters ever do to you? But either way, Jogo tries to sneak in from behind with domain amplification, and so does Hanami. Oh, y'all thought using the same trick was gonna work? Why don't we spice things up? This man turns towards Hanami with the biggest grin I done ever seen. Like, there is no need to be this happy beating the shit out of someone. Then bro does the most vile thing I have ever seen in anime. He continues to walk up to her, pinning her against the wall until he literally deletes her with his aura. Like, bro literally deleted her with his aura. When have you ever seen something like that? He really didn't have enough respect to take her out through hand-to-hand combat. That's gotta be the biggest you I have ever seen. And once Jogo saw this, he just hit the dash, understandably so, throwing humans at Gojo while doing so, and bro was just menacingly walking after him like Jason from Friday the 13th. But while he's distracted with the humans, Jogo tries to sneak a leg kick in, which was easily stopped by his aura, then starts running around the train station like a dog when it gets to zoomies. Bro starts yelling at Choso saying,
I hope you're enjoying the show, but I'ma need your dumbass to make yourself useful, or I'ma come beat your ass myself.
Yeah, just stop yapping, would ya? So he shoots out a piercing blood and racked up a quadra kill while he was at it, just for his attack to be stopped by Gojo's infinity. And bro looks so annoyed. He was not trying to be there. Got Urahime blowing up his phone telling him to come over, but he gotta deal with these goobers. Then all of a sudden the damn train pulls up and everybody's like, oh yeah, we're saved, we can finally leave. And this one dude's like, about damn time, hey, move the f out the way, real player coming through. Walks up to the door and is absolutely flabbergasted to see who was inside there, because the person behind the door was Playboy Cardi? Nah, I'm just playing. It was just a bunch of cursed spirits. And when they hopped out the train, they took a big bite out of my boy's head. May civilian 2768 rest in peace. But now all the curses are flooding into the train station, effectively turning it into a Black Ops Zombies map. Then all of a sudden, this Zestfest jumps out the train talking about some, well, I'll be. Y'all are getting fried like some chicken by a light skin. Let Uncle Mahito show you how it's done. So bro rides his cursed spirit like a surfboard right towards Gojo, and as expected was stopped by Gojo's infinity. Like, what's up with anime characters knowing that an attack or an ability doesn't work against a certain character, but still try to use them against that character? Like, you idiots. One is an idiot.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Gojo smacks his hand away and tries to punch him, but he weaves out the way with no problem. Then hits his pose in midair. You are not Playboy Cardi, my guy. But the exit that was closed earlier busts open, letting the humans from the floor above to fall down to where they were at. And Mahito and Choso link up to absolutely massacre all the human beings around them for no reason. Just straight up woke up and chose violence, getting one of the most nasty kill streaks, which had Gojo over here looking like a school shooter. But the disaster curses in their heads are like, there is no way he uses his domain expansion with all these people around here, right? Oh, but they were so wrong. They look up at Gojo and fear, and Mahito's like, oh, we're domain expansion. English or Spanish?
Baby, you got something in your nose. Sniffing that K, did you feel the hole?
So Gojo basically outplayed the out of these goons and used a 0.2 second domain expansion to stun lock everyone in the area. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. But of course, if someone was gonna do it, it was gonna be my glorious light skin.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
Now, while everyone could have moved, this man decides to go for a sub 1 minute speedrun, killing every curse in the train station. And bro was just going crazy, beheading every curse he was running by. I mean, look at how locked in this man looks. This is the way I be looking at my monitor trying to get these videos out to y'all every week. And by the end of his legendary run, my boy was panning like a dog. And the amount of zesty thirst trap edits I saw of this one scene was crazy. Cause y'all female Gojo fans gotta chill out. He is a 2D character. He does not exist. Go touch some grass, my guy. But to close things out, the fake Ghetto pulls up on Gojo and uses this box to steal him. But before he completely steals him, Gojo was like, Ghetto, my love, I know you're still in there. And then his body starts spazzing out for a quick second, just for the person actually controlling his body to be like, no, get your zesty ass in the box. And so with that, my boy Gojo was sealed until he either got saved by someone or he released himself from the prison realm. I don't know. But what I do know is that Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And I know I've been super inconsistent this past month, but your boy had to focus up on wrapping up his senior year of high school and make sure he was gonna graduate, because I had 4 Fs going into the last week of the semester, but still managed to pull off the academic comeback. I mean, all I gotta say is put me in a LeBron jersey, because I might just come back. But all in all, y'all can expect 2 to 3 vids per week from now on. So enough yapping, let's get right into it. So Yuji's running around in the train station and he jumps down this flight of stairs. And as he's coming down, he looks up and sees this man Choso. And for those of y'all who don't remember, Yuji smoked Choso's brothers in the last encounter they had. So you best believe he was gonna remember that shit. Because as soon as he locks his eyes on Yuji, he immediately shoots a piercing blood at him. Yuji blocks it, but his eyes pop wide open like he just stubbed his toe. You could tell my boy was in pain. He shoots another, but this time Yuji runs away from it and runs up to him and lands a clean left on Choso, pushing him back. Now Choso's over here like, my brothers, did they have any last words? Nah, but they cried like a before I killed them. Like, oh nah, he really told his op straight to his face that his brothers cried like before he murked them. My boy took letting his intrusive thoughts win to a whole nother level. But he said F that and started charging up this Temu Rasengan. Shit probably cost him a cheap $2.99 to pull this out. And Yuji runs up with this karate ass kick looking like Ryu from Street Fighter. Choso weaves out the way, but Yuji jumps back the other way and tackles him to the ground, smacking his Rasengan out of his hand. Then Yuji tries to punch this man, but he dodged it with ease. Like, this gotta be the weakest attempt at hitting someone I've ever seen. And Choso's acting all concerned like, whoa, I really dodged a bullet there. My boy, there isn't even a dent or a crater from this man's punch. He hit it as hard as Hasbulla with brass knuckles on. But he kicks Yuji off of him and starts raining down blades of blood. Misses all of them with that stormtrooper aim, so he blasts him with a wave of blood. And low-key, Choso got the high IQ, because he starts pulling back the blood he got all over Yuji, which got me thinking, imagine if Magic Johnson had Choso's technique alongside his aids. Bro would be walking around spraying that shit around like a goddamn pandemic, and no one will be able to stop him. But anyways, Choso lands his clean uppercut, then sweeps his leg into a left hook, but he barely misses and hits the wall. But he pulls Yuji back towards him and smacks him right into his chest, pushing him back. Brody is really stringing these combos together on him like it's a Smash tournament, and probably smells like your average Smash player too. Them motherfuckers don't take showers. And Yuji jumps up into the air to throw off the timing of Choso's next attack. But to be honest, he did not need to do all this. He could have just sat there and waited for him to attack, which as soon as he lands back on the ground, he shoots out a piercing blood. And my boy Yuji dodges it like it's a quick time event out here, then runs up to Choso trying to hit him with the right hand of God, just for him to say, oh hell no, triggering these blood bomb looking things behind Yuji. And I know for a fact my boy was in agony, because they look like those party snappers you be playing with on 4th of July, and if you've ever had a handful of those thrown at your bare back, then you know how much that shit hurts. Choso proceeds to stab Yuji's feet, up his J's. He throws a leg kick at him, but he blocks it, just for Yuji to hit this tornado kick that came straight out of Cobra Kai to send his ass flying. Then Brody gets up and turns his head to see this man already back up into his stance. Like, there is a reason why I'm titling this video Choso Stood on Business, because he has been beating this man's ass for the past 5 minutes, sliding for his brothers like every big bro should. Then Yuji pulls out Mekamaru from his pocket and he's telling him, yo twin, you are getting your ass beat right now. He's really giving you that 4for4 Popeyes combos. Actually, scratch that. He giving you the full menu. I have never seen someone get whooped this bad. You finna have to retire as the MC and have Gojo take your place, because there is no... Man, shut your ass up. This is why you 6 feet under right now. Shit, my bad twin. It wasn't even that deep. But just go to the bathroom and start breaking shit. So Yuji runs to the bathroom and does what Mekamaru says. But that left my boy Choso perplexed, because he's like, why is this dude going to the bathroom mid-fight, acting like it's a video game and that he could just log out? As he gets closer to the bathroom, Mekamaru starts talking his shit. Yo twin, you gonna come in the bathroom, or are you a like your brothers? After being provoked, Choso runs into the bathroom, just for my boy Yuji to spawn in right behind him to deliver a blow, pushing him further into the bathroom. Now the entire reason for Yuji breaking everything in the bathroom was because if water is raining down all over Choso, he wouldn't be able to control the blood outside of his body, which would effectively turn the fight into a 12-round boxing match. And y'all know what they call my boy Yuji, Mr. Left Right, so you know he's about to cook up. And these two proceed to have one of the coldest looking face-offs in all of anime, ready to catch a bathroom fade. Like, this is the type of shit you see in the school bathroom during passing period. You'll be walking in and take a piss just to see 2 dudes throwing hands with each other over who gets the last hit of their vape. But Yuji makes the first move and punches his grate towards Choso, and he smacks it away just to see this man Yuji hitting the Fortnite running animation. Blocks both of his leg kicks and punches him straight in the chest, had my boy gasping for air like a fish out of water. So now they're both going blow for blow until Choso throws Yuji into the bathroom stall, then weaves out the way with this unnecessary ass backflip up onto the roof, then jumps right back towards Choso's direction. And when I was watching this, I I was like, hold up, wait a minute. My brother is cooking up right now with this elite movement. But nah, Choso just palmed this man's face and WWE slammed him on his back. And if Yuji was your average civilian, then my boy would have been paralyzed from the neck down. But anyways, he once again hits these unnecessary ass backflips like Tobey Maguire in all 3 of his Spider-Man movies. Like, what is the point of this? There are no hoes around and you do not have aura. But they get back to fighting and Yuji blocks the right, blocks the left, weaves a jab, gets his right cross blocked by Choso, weaves the right again, then Choso grabs him by the neck of his shirt like he's a taller, and Yuji proceeds to chomp down on his man's hand like queso anytime you put food in front of him. And Yuji really pulled out a Sharingan because he grabs Choso by the neck of his shirt to give him that CTE special. Had that boy seeing the light. Then combos it up with a 360 CTE leg kick to really make sure he turned his brain to mush. But just as quickly as I thought my boy Yuji done won the fight is as quickly as I got disappointed because this Choso, through all the brain damage he received, shot my man's Yuji right in the liver. And if you've ever gotten hit in the liver, let alone shot in that area, then you know that shit just presses the off button to your body. With Yuji said, F all that, I ain't getting put on a Call of Duty final kill cam. So he holds his ground to make a final stand, which personally, if that was my liver, I'm just staying down, my guy. I do not want any part of that. Now the final round of their deathmatch starts, and this man's already pulling out this weak ass backflip. Like, I swear to God, if you do this one more time,
I'm gonna kill your parents, and I know where they live. Shall I say their address?
No, please don't.
I'll tell everyone.
Choso hits Yuji with his right, breaking his guard and sends him flying into the wall. Yuji grabs the sewer grate from earlier and throws that bitch like Captain America's shield. It gets easily deflected and Choso tries to counter, but Yuji starts doing flips and tricks over his head again. And doing all of this after getting shot through the liver is crazy. You would think he wouldn't be as agile and nimble, but clearly that shit don't apply to him. I mean, he is the main character, but anyways. Yuji flips out of the way of Choso's sweeping leg kick, but gets caught by the second one. And this man's life just flashed before his eyes as Choso tries to curb stomp him. Except he flips onto the wall and counters with a donkey kick which Choso blocks, then grabs his foot, throwing him onto the toilet. And this Choso must be from the UK because he straight up tries to stab this man dead in between his eyes with a bloodshank like he a Roman or something. Looking like that one scene from the Game of Death when Bruce Lee fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All of a sudden, the blade splatters on both of them and Yuji grabs onto the side to kick Choso through 5 bathroom stalls. Like, I know his solar plexus got hurt from all this abuse he's taking from Yuji. Got my boy on 1 HP over here like... Keep game though, cause this man Yuji's about to hit a 200 IQ play. He comes up to Choso and blinds him with his right hand, then throws his left to the body so he wouldn't see it. Like, Brody by most standards is a complete idiot, but when it comes to combat, this motherfucker moving out there like Oppenheimer, landing a clean left to the body. And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, Yuji about to go save Gojo now. But that, my friend, was not the case, because Choso was looking at bro unfazed like he just tickled him with a feather and proceeded to take a chunk out of Yuji's shoulder, then knocks this man out with a shot to his solar plexus. He lifts up his shirts to show that he basically had blood armor, which is why Yuji's punch did as much damage as Devin hating hitting you as hard as he can. Now, basically, after all that, Choso tries to finish Yuji off, but starts tweaking out because he starts getting these weird flashbacks and realizes that Yuji is somehow his brother? How does that work? I got no clue. But let's be real, this is just that classic shonen MC plot armor. And shit, I'm not complaining, because this was generally one of the best hand-to-hand fights in the series. So we gotta keep both my boys alive to keep giving us bangers. And I know bangers. But to...
Oh, you think I'm losing? No, bitch, we losing. This how we gonna do this. Roses are red, weapons against me won't prosper. With this sacred treasure I summon, Big Raga, the op stopper.
So Megumi quite literally triggers a boss fight since he was about to get eliminated by this Zest Fest over here. But Mahoraga sent Megumi's ass to the gulag first. Like, bro is petty as hell. Just because he was going down, he was gonna make sure everyone around him was going down as well. And the hater in me gotta respect that, so props to Megumi. But Mahoraga pulls up on Blonde Boy over here, and right before he got smushed like a ripe tomato, Sukuna bails him out and saves him. This shit finna make it onto the ESPN Top 10 Clutch Moments. Then proceeds to heal Megumi so that he doesn't die. My boy really over here grooming him, and if you know, you know. I'ma just leave it at that. Now Sukuna walks up to Mahoraga with only one thing on his mind: violence. Mahoraga pulls out the Taimu version of Wolverine's claws and tries to behead Sukuna, but he blocks it with ease. Sukuna disappears, then reappears and lands a clean leg kick on Mahoraga, finishing the combo off with a dismantle. Had him looking like Luffy with those gigantic wounds on his chest. Then they both try to hit each other with a shockwave, but instead they both end up flying in opposite directions. And look at bro here stressing. He's like, oh nah, they ain't mentioned this in the job description. I'm supposed to be home right now whipping my new Hellcat around.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Where did bro get a whole bucket of popcorn with a whole ass bev? Like last time I checked, he got beamed into the side of this building. So unless he entered creative mode, I'm not quite sure how he got here. But he takes a bite out of the popcorn, spits it out, then casually hits this man in the chest. Mahoraga was standing on business though. He grabs Sukuna by the face and drags him across the window, Z Broly style and everything. Throws Sukuna to another building, but this is where Sukuna shows off his Hall of Fame acrobatic badge because he just starts spamming these backflips as he's getting chased to the top of the building. And he's doing all of this with no baddies around. You could have just ran up the building instead, my guy. Then Sukuna lands another clean blow to Mahoraga's head and proceeds to turn this man into a cripple, chopping off his leg. Got him proposing to Sukuna on one knee. But Mahoraga straight up breathes on this man, and I would be tight because look at this behemoth. There is no way that his breath don't stink. Mahoraga tries to follow up, but Sukuna defends a takedown and they enter a head-on clash. Then these boys just start straight up throwing hands with no regard for their surroundings. Like they get 100 out of 100 points on collateral and environmental damage because they've already destroyed a minimum of 8 buildings, including the fact that there are still civilians in Shibuya, which they clearly don't care about since Sukuna throws this raid boss into another building, which he retaliates by throwing a bunch of cars, and Sukuna's just dicing them all up until eventually he hit Mahoraga with one of his attacks on that big ass noggin of his. Except he regenerates that shit immediately. Had Sukuna over here thinking to himself,
Fuck that! Oh, everything y'all got me fucked up! Oh, my mama, y'all got me fucked up!
if y'all don't get it by now, Mahoraga's main ability slash gimmick is adaptation. So bro will eat an attack and after that he will be unfazed by it, which when you really think about it is super OP. Like imagine having this in real life and adapting to your parents' ass whoopings. You would be able to fail every test in class without having to fear for your life. But we cut to Sukuna being thrown into this building full of civilians and Mahoraga comes jumping through like a Mario bro trying to get him. Sukuna weaves out the way and decapitates all the citizens that were behind them. Like bro's out here getting quadra kills by accident. About to have that 2.0 KD on his profile, and to achieve that he gives Mahoraga a gastrectomy, which if you don't know what that is, you can search it up because they made Google for a reason, my guy. This man is a demon though. He got Mahoraga slumped in a pool of his own blood. This shit looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. But my boy hits the Mario 1-up and lunges straight at Sukuna. He pulls out his Dollar Tree claws again, and when he went in to slice Sukuna's neck, bro straight up just bit it with his other mouth and broke it. There is no way he just took a bite out of a metal claw or whatever the hell it's made out of without his teeth being harmed. Sukuna must be rich because he got them new vibranium veneers straight from Wakanda before they even drop. Sukuna knocks Mahoraga up into the air, then sends him flying into the nearest building. And look at the way Brody landed in there. He thought he was Usain Bolt getting ready to compete in the Olympics, when in reality his big ass needs to be helping out the Lakers, because my brothers in purple and gold sell my shit every single year without fail. But these boys take their fight into the air thinking it's Dragon Ball or something, and this dude Sukuna grabs onto this crane and hits the Tarzan to kick Mahoraga into another machine. Sukuna really just pulling anything out there. As long as he's having fun and he's causing the other person pain, then he'll do it. The dust clears and Mahoraga's fiending ass lunges towards Sukuna, but was being restricted by all the cars and wires he fell into. He said, F it though, I'm dragging everything with me, moving like he's the Avengers, causing all of this unnecessary property damage. But he frees himself and knocks Sukuna back up into the air, then throws an entire train at this man, hitting him straight on. Like I know Yuji finna wake up tomorrow feeling absolutely discombobulated. We enter first person mode and my boy is just slicing this train up like some sushi. Mahoraga spawns in and tries doming this man, just for Sukuna to catch that shit with one hand. But Mahoraga got that God-given strength and sends him flying anyways. He tries hitting him with dismantle, but instead gets stuffed in a train and gets catapulted half across the map. Like how many times are y'all just gonna throw each other into these damn buildings? When I pulled up to watch the episode, I was confused because for a second I thought I was watching Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy throwing absolute bombs. But I realized nah, we just got 2 special grades horsing around. I mean, just look at the absolute buffoonery Sukuna is pulling out there. Bro hits this dance revolution ass flip for no reason, sending out another slash at Mahoraga, but he hits a collateral kill on these 3 innocent bystanders. He is no longer Ryomen Sukuna though. From now on, y'all are gonna call him Face Sukuna, because with the way he's hitting these 360 no-scopes on these bystanders, he might just earn himself a contract. And now he just starts laughing maniacally, talking about some,
you can see, Mahoraga, you can see my curse technique.
Like bro, chill. He about to pop a Flowberry fist thinking about how his ability is visible to him. It's not that deep. But he sends a gazillion slashes at Mahoraga and literally turns this man into a McNugget. Sukuna was literally cooking, but he should have just burnt that shit because Mahoraga regenerates and pops back up again. Now we got this plane crashing to the ground, and when did it get there? I don't know, but the better question is, when did Mahoraga get here? Bro just flies out of this plane, and I rewatched this scene like 5 times trying to figure out how I didn't spot this fat ass entering the atmosphere, and I still couldn't understand it. Brother was really out there in creative mode. He flies out of the plane all the way into this pool, then gets pinned down by this structure slash building. No pause, resume, breaks that shit, then pulls a Badland Chugs and drinks the entire pool, then leaves for Sukuna. But like the dog he is, Sukuna puts Mahoraga down with his level 3 special. What do you mean he'll use a level 3 special, Mr. Persistent? This bastard just aired out the whole damn city. Not a single witness to tell the tale. Listen, brother, you're not wrong, brother. That indeed was not his ultimate, but do not worry because he sees Mahoraga get back up again like the zombie he is, and he puts his hands together like this with that devious ass smile on his face, and finally releases his domain expansion.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
When I was watching this episode for the first time, I was jumping out of my chair hyped as hell. My mom walks in my room wondering what all the commotion is. She thought I had finally got a girlfriend, but to her disappointment, she saw that I was getting excited to a Japanese cartoon, shook her head and walked away knowing her son was going to die without ever getting played. But I didn't care. I was watching the boxing match of the decade, and since Sukuna's domain expansion don't got a barrier, that thing can span out to 200 meters. But like I said, he's grooming Megumi, so he reduced it to 140 meters so that Megumi doesn't get Thanos snapped by his domain. But for the rest of the civilians that were around, may their souls rest in peace, because for those of you who play Call of Duty, let's just say Sukuna got a tactical nuke at least a dozen times over. But on the other hand, look at Mahoraga's goofy ass walking through all these slashes unfazed. This is how I look like in the shower trying to see how high I can turn the heat up without suffering a 4th degree burn. And don't lie to me and say y'all have never tried some shit like that. But anyways, Sukuna hits this pose for the thumbnail of the video, combos that up with hitting the Drusky, then proceeds to pull out his finisher, the fire bow. The same thing he used to send Jogo to the gulag, and the thing that he's gonna use to put Mahoraga on a t-shirt. He shoots the arrow and boom, this dude literally started a volcanic eruption. Like brother, Sukuna is a top 2 menace and he's not number 2, because other than Ryuga, I've never seen anyone cause a natural disaster, and that shit not even natural, it's a purposeful disaster. But after he blew up Mahoraga to literal smithereens, he also eliminates Zesty Boy, drops off Megumi to the president, and then comes all the way back to the wake of destruction that was caused during the battle, just so he can switch to Yuji and see all of the things he caused inadvertently by being Sukuna's vessel. Had my brother Yuji on his knees crying. I know Sukuna is spectator mode laughing right now watching this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video, and today we'll be discussing a classic Jujutsu Kaisen jumping. So let's waste no time and get right into it. So this man Itadori crowned over the dead homie Nobara, and Mahito didn't even have to think twice and charge this man. And out of nowhere, bro pull out a black flash. Like this man really unlocked a new ability mid-fight. And he wasn't done, cause he hit this man Itadori with a Popeye 16-piece chicken combo with no bev. I gotta give it up for this dude Mahito though, cause the level of dick punching is crazy. This man smoked Itadori's homeboys and then spun the block on him to whoop his ass. I mean, that's just generational hating at its finest. So Mahito was yapping it up like my English teacher on a regular Tuesday before deciding to finish Itadori off. But my dude Toto came to save Itadori just in time. And the way this man pulled up was just A1. Like, bro thinks I'm about to put him in an edit or something. Now Toto and Mahito immediately get straight to boxing, and bro was cooking, I'm not gonna lie. He even had my man Mahito saying, damn, you kinda nice. So he tries to get Toto with a quick attack from behind, but Toto weaved out the way, no problems at all. Now Mahito's yapping about if Toto switches again, he'll get smoked. And he did just that, except he was met with a black fast straight to the dome, courtesy of Yuji. He set that boy flying like there was no tomorrow. This show was just straight fire, man. Gege did not have to cook this hard when he was making this arc. But anyways, look at how my mans Yuji and Toto are posted up. And you know them, they respect no ones, cause they the jump bros. So they do what they do best and get straight to jumping this bum Mahito. And they're low-key giving my man the hands. I mean, there's a reason why they call Yuji Mr. Left Right. But peep this chemistry between Toto and Yuji, cause this man Toto catapults Yuji towards Mahito like a damn javelin spear. So now they're on the floor below fighting, and this man Mahito pulls out a shadow clone thinking he's Naruto or something. Like, bro, you're not gonna become the Hokage, my guy. Toto claps Yuji away before he got turned into Flat Stanley. And even though my man's Mahito is getting jumped by these boys, he's holding it 10 toes down, cause he ain't really struggling too hard. So they fall down another floor onto the train tracks, and did this man just shapeshift into a train? Like, bro is getting a little too creative with these abilities. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was Toto and Yuji, I would low-key be mad. Cause how you gonna turn into a train and expect me to stop that? Now they're running for their lives, and this dude Mahito is just foul. Cause as he's chasing Toto, he's turning humans into weapons that he can use without a second thought. Bro is just a menace. I mean, he's clearly been listening to too much Youngboy. So Toto hits his clean-ass jump into another jump off the wall to counterattack Mahito. But Mahito unlocked Ultra Instinct and weaved Toto. And then when Toto charged it again, he caught both of Mahito's blade with just his fingers. Then proceeded to switch places and hit him with a tornado kick from the depths of hell. Like, my boy's putting up some crazy stats up right now, putting the team on his back. So the Jump Bros reunite and are chasing down Mahito immediately. And just look at this 200 IQ play that is about to unfold. Because Toto hands Yuji a rock and then beams it at Mahito so that Toto can switch places with it. Like, bro, I could have mistaken Toto for Oppenheimer because I've never seen this level of chemistry before. Now, bro is hitting a lat spread while going 1,000,000 miles per hour looking like All Might. And bro really said, I ain't gonna let y'all boys get ahead of me. And pulled out a Black Flash of his own. Now, don't get me wrong, that was one of the hypest moments in JJK. But he did all of that just for Mahito to be smiling like the bum he is after, bro. But it's okay, because they decided to draw one of the hardest scenes right after. Like,
oh, that's hot. That's hot.
That is fire. But anyways, man, this man Sukuna woke up and chose violence because the first thing he does after reawakening in Shibuya is try to send Jogo and the girls to a VIP section at a Juice WRLD concert. Hatsukura with the volcano head shook.
Look at the top of his head.
Had him thinking twice about ever stepping foot in Shibuya. Bro should have stayed in Bikini Bottom. Sukuna asks the girls what the hell they want from him, and they're over here trembling. Like, damn, I know my boy Sukuna a lady killer, but it ain't that serious. So they ask him to save the fake Ghetto. Sukuna's like, aight, raise your head. And proceeds to blast the girl on the left's head smooth off with one slash. Oh my gosh, sis, no! Don't worry, I'll kill him and grab your reboot. And look at the disgust on my man's face. This is how I look at bro after he tells me he will let Ice Spice sit on his face. Shawty tries to get a pic for the gram, but not only does her head get blown off, her whole body gets turned to sashimi. Got me hungry and shit, man. Sukuna caught her phone, went to Twitter and saw the fraud allegations against him and decided he had enough of that. Turns to Jogo and says, what does a pathetic, goofy looking curse like you want from me?
Well, sir, to be honest, I got nothing to say because I'm not trying to get packed up like those two dumbasses over there. Interesting. A worthless curse that knows his place. How about we play a game? If you can hit me once in battle, I'll be your servant and do whatever it is you want. Oh, wow, sir. You're so kind, but are you sure hitting you only once? Doesn't that seem kind of
Sent this boy flying into the stratosphere before he could finish talking. Jogo tries to blast him with his firepower, but Sukuna turns him into a cripple and he crashes into the building. Next thing you know, this man is shooting bullets at Sukuna like he got an AA-12 with a switch on it, courtesy of TV Banks. And hold on, this man Sukuna is cold because he is just casually walking in a burning building before deciding to resume Jogo's ass whooping. As a matter of fact, run it back. We gotta see that again. He group texts this man and throws him half across Shibuya because why not? And then absolutely clobbers this man into the ground. Had this man laying there thinking about life, but realized he can't go out like a bum and spun the block. And bro basically uses domain expansion surrounding Sukuna in his lava tsunami. But peep this, because this man Sukuna is simply moving different. This man dodges all of Jogo's attacks with his hands in his pockets. Oh nah, Sukuna is a top 5 weaver no doubt after this performance. Then my man Jogo whips out a Susanoo to crash the buildings that Sukuna was in between of, but this man busted out hitting the Bellingham celebration. Game recognizes game. And just look at how much fun this man is having absolutely cooking this man. Bro throws him through a building and starts dribbling him around like he's Messi. Like, what can he do? But he wasn't done yet because this man Sukuna had to use level 1 finisher to pummel this goofball through 15 floors. Had this man fearing for his life.
The moonlight's illumination makes it so much easier to see how holeless you are. Hey, we're not quite done yet. You either hit me or you die trying, little bro.
Hey, this man just, I don't want to do this no more.
Had this man dingling by the feet, like, nah, bro, that is just disrespectful. Treating this man like a toddler. He had enough and decided to blow up. Lucy Carver sees this and is like, listen up, we gotta stop fighting and run away because I'm sorry to break it to y'all, but we are not like that. We cut back to this man Jogo charging up his ultimate to demolish the whole area. And this man Sukuna's hitting the moonwalk looking cold as hell with that big ass grin on his face. This man is just the king of Black Air Force energy. Like, bro gets 10 minutes of screen time per season and terrorizes the whole wrist, then goes back to sleep. Bro literally wakes up and chooses violence. Kusakabe over here like, yo Panda, let's bounce.
I don't think so.
Who's my glorious king? That's right, it's Ryome Sukuna.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
What? No.
This man is the coldest fucking character in JJK. I do not care. And he's like,
every bum in this vicinity, I forbid you all to move. If you don't obey, then you can say hi to Pop Smoke for me. Not yet. Not yet. Now. Not even the king of Black Girl Force energy could survive that. Is that so?
They had us in the first half, I'm not gonna lie. So this man Sukuna obviously survived Jogo's ultimate and sitting crisscross applesauce, and he asked Jogo,
so why don't you use your domain expansion, you bum?
Well, sir, I'm not trying to glaze, but I could never beat you in a domain battle, sir.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Hop off my tip. And second of all, if that's the case, then let's try this.
This man Sukuna pulled that fire out of thin air, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just as confused as Jogo because I didn't know my man could just digi-evolve mid-fight and gain new abilities. But this minute challenges Jogo to a fireball. Like, is it not enough you humiliated him? Now you gotta beat him at his own game? And I'm not gonna lie, this scene was cool as hell. I'm thinking Jogo might actually do some. Just for it to cut to him talking to these frauds. Like, come on!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And so with their last conversation, Sukuna tells Jogo,
on some real shit, you ain't half bad, Squidward. Stand proud.
Things like this just move a man to tears. And finally, we pan out to a final shot of Jogo's burning corpse.